Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture on energy efficiency strategies for new buildings and existing buildings. My name is Ibdit Kaur Bhatia and I am thrilled to guide you through this exploration of energy efficiency buildings. In this lecture on energy efficient buildings, we will cover the various aspects of and importance of renewable energy use in buildings. We will also discuss overview of renewable energy technologies. We will begin by looking at principles of passive energy efficiency. Then we will discuss some integration of renewable energy in new building design. Finally, we will see case studies of successful integration. Now coming to the introduction part, renewable energy. What is renewable energy? And renewable energy resources are technologies and encompass a diverse array of methods to harness natural replenishing sources of energy. The sun, tides and wind are examples of infinite resources that provide renewable energy. Transportation, space and water heating and cooling and electricity generation are all possible with renewable energy. Now coming to the overview of renewable energy technologies. On the other hand, renewable energy originates from limited resources like coal, oil and natural gas. Benefits of renewable energy. Renewable energy offers numerous economic, environmental and social advantages. These include reduced carbon emissions and air pollution from energy production, enhanced reliability, security and resilience of the power grid, job creation through the increased production and manufacturing of renewable energy technologies, increased energy independence, lower energy costs, expanded energy access for remote, coastal or isolated communities. Now coming to the use of passive solar systems in buildings. Passive heating. What is passive heating? Refers to techniques used in architecture and building design to harness natural energy sources such as sunlight and heat from the ground, air or water to heat living spaces. Unlike active heating systems that rely on mechanical devices like pumps or fans, passive heating relies on the design and materials of the building itself to collect, store and distribute heat. Here are some techniques used in passive heating: solar gain, thermal mass, insulation, natural ventilation, passive solar design, earth sheltering, solar chimneys and trombe walls. Now natural lighting. Natural lighting refers to the use of sunlight to illuminate indoor spaces, reducing the reliance on artificial lighting sources during the daytime. It is a key aspect of sustainable building design and has several benefits for both occupants and the environment. It has various benefits like energy efficiency, health and well-being, visual comfort, daylight harvesting, connection to outdoors, sustainability and many more. Now coming to the second part, solar energy. Under the solar energy comes photovoltaic, that is the PV. Photovoltaic is a technology that directly converts sunlight into electricity using semiconductor materials, predominantly silicon. Here's an overview of how photovoltaic work and their significance. Solar cells. Solar cells are the building blocks of photovoltaic modules or panels. They consist of semiconductor materials using silicon with added properties to create an electric field when exposed to sunlight. Photovoltaic effect. When photons, light particles from sunlight, strike the semiconductor materials of the solar cell, they transfer their energy to electrons in the material. This process excites the electrons, allowing them to flow as an electric current. Now second, electricity generation. An array of interconnected solar cells form a photovoltaic module. Multiple modules are linked together to form a photovoltaic system or solar panel array. The direct current DC electricity generated by the solar panels is then typically converted into alternating current AC electricity using inverters suitable for use in homes, businesses or feeding into the electrical grid. Solar thermal. Use mirrors or lenses to concentrate sunlight into a smaller area, generating heat for electricity generation or direct heating applications. Solar thermal technology harnesses the heat from sunlight to generate electricity or provide direct heating for various applications. Unlike photovoltaic, which convert sunlight directly into electricity using semiconductor materials, solar thermal system utilizes mirrors or lenses to concentrate sunlight into a smaller area. Types of solar thermal technologies. Now coming to its types, first one is the concentrated solar power or CSP. Under concentrated solar power comes parabolic through system, solar power tower systems, parabolic dish systems. Now second, solar thermal heating and cooling systems, solar water heating systems, flat plate collector or evacuated tube collectors absorb sunlight to heat water for residential or commercial use such as domestic hot water or space heating. Solar air heating systems. These collectors heat air directly for space heating or industrial processes. Under this is also have types of solar collectors like non-concentrating and concentrating solar collectors. Now what is non-concentrating solar collectors? These are the solar energy systems that heat water or air in building usually have non-concentrating collectors, which means the area that intercepts solar radiation is the same as the area absorbing solar energy. Flat plate collectors are the common type of non-concentrating collectors for water and space heating in building and are used when temperatures lower than 200 degree Fahrenheit are sufficient. Concentrating solar collectors. The area intercepting solar radiation on concentrating collectors is greater, sometimes hundreds of times greater than the absorber area. A highly reflective collector focuses on concentrators solar energy into an absorber. The collector usually moves throughout the day so that it maintains a high degree of concentration on the absorber. What are the advantages of solar thermal? High frequency. Solar thermal systems can achieve high frequencies efficiencies in converting sunlight into heat energy, especially in CSP applications. Energy storage. Many solar thermal systems can integrate thermal energy storage using molten salt or other materials to store heat for electricity generation or heating during periods without sunlight. Direct heat use. Solar thermal technologies can provide heat directly for industrial processes, space heating and water heating, reducing the demand for fossil fuel in these applications. Now coming to the third part, wind energy. Wind energy harnesses the kinetic energy of moving air masses, that is the wind, to generate electricity through wind turbines. Here's an overview of wind energy including its technology, benefits, challenges and applications. Now number one part is the wind turbines. Convert the kinetic energy of wind into mechanical energy when is used to generate electricity through a generator. Wind turbines, rotor blades capture kinetic energy from the wind and convert it into rotational mechanical energy. Generator converts mechanical energy from the rotor into electrical energy through electromagnetic induction. Types of wind turbines. Horizontal axis wind turbines, HAWT, most common type where the main rotor shaft is aligned horizontally with the wind direction. Vertical axis turbines, VAWT, less common with the rotor shaft positioned vertically. They are suitable for urban areas and locations with changing wind directions. Wind farms, array of multiple wind turbines installed in open areas or offshore to capture wind energy efficiently. What are the benefits of wind energy? Renewable and clean. Wind energy provides electricity without emitting greenhouse gases or other pollutants associated with fossil fuel, contributing to climate change mitigation. Abundant resource. Wind is a vast and renewable source available in various regions globally, including offshore areas. Energy security and independence. Wind energy diversifies the energy mix, reducing dependence on imported fossil fuels and enhancing energy security. Economic benefits. Wind energy projects create jobs in manufacturing, construction, operations and maintenance, supporting local economies. Now fourth part, hydropower. Hydroelectric power capture energy from flowing water to generate electricity through turbines connected to generators. It harnesses the energy of flowing or falling water to generate electricity. Types of hydropower plants: large scale, conventional hydropower, typically associated with large dams and reservoirs capable of generating hundreds of megawatts of electricity. Small scale hydropower includes micro hydro generating up to 100 kilowatt, mini hydro up to 1 megawatt, and small scale systems used for local electricity generation, often in rural or remote areas. What are the benefits of hydropower? Renewable and clean energy source. Hydropower provides electricity without emitting greenhouse gases, contributing to climate change mitigation. Reliable and stable power generation. Unlike solar and wind energy, which are intermittent, hydropower provides continuous base load or peaking power, contributing to grid stability. Water resource management provides water storage for irrigation, flood control and municipal power supply, enhancing water resource management in river basins. Long lifespan and low operating costs. Hydropower plants have a long operational lifespan, typically 50 to 100 years, and relatively low operating costs after construction. Now coming to the next part, biofuels. Produce energy from organic materials such as agriculture residues, wood or dedicated energy crops through processes like fermentation or combustion. Biogas. Biogas generate methane rich gas from the anaerobic digestion of organic waste materials. Geothermal energy. Geothermal power plants utilize heat from the earth's interior to generate electricity through steam, turbines or direct use applications like heating. Ocean energy. Ocean energy, then the tidal energy. Under the ocean energy comes tidal energy, capture energy from the natural EBB and flow of coastal tides to generate electricity. Next is the wave energy. Convert the kinetic energy from the ocean waves into electricity. Fifth part is the hybrid system. Combined technologies, integrating multiple renewable resources or combining renewable with conventional energy sources for more stable and reliable power generation. What are the advantages of renewable energy technologies? If we look at the advantages, first is the environmental benefits, reduced greenhouse gas emissions, minimal air and water pollution. Second, energy security, diversification of energy sources, reducing reliance on finite fossil fuels. Economic opportunities, job creation in the renewable energy sectors, potential for decentralized energy production. There are various many advantages to using and renewable energy systems. Some of these are less global warming, less carbon emission, less pollution, improved public health. Now sustainable sources of energy are used, inexhaustible in nature, economic benefits, lesser energy price fluctuations, reliable sources of energy. Renewable energy technologies play a pivotal role in transitioning towards a sustainable energy future, offering a clean and more secure energy supply. While addressing global and environmental challenges, continued innovation and investment are crucial for maximizing their potential and achieving broader adoption worldwide. Now coming to the part, integration of renewable energy in new buildings. This part in integrating how can we integrate renewable energy in the building designs. Integrating renewable energy into new building designs is becoming increasingly important due to environmental concerns and the need to reduce reliance on fossil fuels. Here are several key approaches and technologies that can be incorporated. The significance of including renewable energy sources in the design of buildings. There has never been a greater compelling need for sustainable and environmentally friendly solutions. As the global struggles with the problem of climate change, buildings are now a top part or target for the integration of renewable energy sources since they contribute significantly to both global energy consumption and greenhouse emissions. Building owners and designers may lessen their carbon footprint and benefit from lower costs, improved energy efficiency, and a more sustainable future by utilizing renewable energy sources. Under this, how can we integrate comes the solar energy. Under solar photovoltaic comes roof mounted PV panels, installing solar panels on rooftops to harness solar energy for electricity generation. Building integrated PV, BIPV. PV modules are integrated directly into the building envelope such as windows, facades or roofs, blending functionality with aesthetics. Types of solar PV panels. Monocrystalline PV panels constructed from a single crystal structure. These panels are renowned for their great efficiency and elegant look. Although they are often more costly than other varieties, they are also more effective and space efficient. Now, polycrystalline panels, less expensive than monocrystalline panels but are often less efficient due to their numerous silicon crystal constructions. They are popular choice for larger installations where space is not a constraint. Now, thin film panels. A substrate is covered in one or more layer of photovoltaic materials to create these panels. Because of their flexibility, lightweight and ability to be made semi-transparent, they may be integrated into windows and facades among other creative uses. Now coming to the solar thermal systems. Using solar collectors to generate hot water for domestic use or space heating, reducing the building's reliance on conventional heating systems. Second, wind turbines. Small scale wind turbines can be installed on rooftops or nearby open areas to generate electricity, especially in areas with sufficient wind resources. Third, geothermal heat pumps. Utilizing the constant temperature of the earth to heat and cool buildings efficiently, reducing energy consumption for HVAC systems. Now coming to the fourth part, rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting, collecting and storing rainwater for non-potable uses like irrigation, toilet flushing and cooling systems, reducing demand on municipal water supply. Fifth, passive design strategies. Designing buildings to maximize natural lighting, ventilation and thermal comfort, reducing the need for artificial lighting and mechanical cooling or heating. Sixth is the energy efficient appliances and lighting. Installing appliances and lighting fixtures that are energy efficient such as LED lighting and Energy Star rated appliances to minimize overall energy consumption. Now seventh part, energy management system EMS. Implementing EMS to monitor and control energy use in real time, optimizing energy efficiency and integrating renewable sources effectively. Eighth part, green roofs and walls. Incorporating vegetation on rooftops and wall to improve insulation, reduce urban heat island effect and provide habitat while also potentially generating biomass energy. Ninth is the energy storage system. Installing batteries or other storage systems to store excess energy generated by renewable sources for using during peak demand periods or when renewable energy generation is low. 10th part is smart grid integration. Connecting the building to smart grid to enable bidirectional energy flows, allowing buildings to sell surplus energy, renewable energy back to the grid or draw energy when needed. 11th, certification and standards. Designing and constructing buildings according to green building certifications, that is the LEED or BREEAM, that prioritize energy, renewable energy integration and sustainability. Now coming to the challenges and considerations in integrating renewable energy sources. What are the challenges and considerations in integrating energy renewable sources? That is the understanding the various technologies, the local climate and resource availability and the relevant rules and incentives in essential for navigating the technical, financial and regulatory aspects of non-renewable energy integration. The initial cost of implementing renewable energy system is one of the main obstacles. For some building owners, the initial expenditure needed for technologies like solar panel, geothermal systems or wind turbines can be a major obstacle, even though the long-term cost reduction can be considerable. Third, the technological integration of renewable energy system into the building's current infrastructure is another factor to take into account. It takes careful planning and coordination between architects, engineers and renewable energy professionals to ensure that the renewable technologies seamlessly integrate with the building's electrical, heating and cooling system. Incorporating renewable energy sources into architectural design can also be greatly aided by legislative and policy frameworks. Utility policies, zoning laws and building codes can all have an impact on how feasible and profitable renewable energy projects are. For architects and building owners, it is very essential. Coming to the benefit part of integrating renewable energy sources in building design. If we see at the benefits, there are several benefits or advantages to incorporating renewable energy sources into architectural design that go beyond environmental sustainability. But a building owners and designers can develop environmentally friendly buildings that are also profitable and technologically advanced by utilizing the sun, the earth's nature heat, wind and other renewable sources which we have already studied in the earlier topics. Now coming to the potential for large long-term cost saving. This is one of the main advantage of integrating renewable energy sources. Now building owners can mitigate the impact of fluctuating energy prices and lessen their dependency on conventional energy sources by producing their own electricity or heating, cooling through renewable means in a time when financial stability may be especially valuable. Coming to the case studies of successful integration. In this topic, we will study how the successful integration of renewable energy sources are being integrated in the case studies. There are basic two case study examples, the Bullitt Center in Seattle and the Bank of America Tower in New York City. These two examples which we are going to study have integrated their renewable energy sources in their building, and how we will study here, we will see, as we can see in the picture, that the Bullitt Center in Seattle stands as a prime example of sustainable commercial building design, integrating renewable energy into its infrastructure. Known for its design, the building utilizes a south-facing facade with triple glazed windows to maximize solar gain and reduce cooling loads. Here, natural ventilation is facilitated through a stack effect system and movable windows, minimizing the need for mechanical ventilation. The center's design not only emphasizes energy efficiency but also showcases the potential of renewable energy integration in the commercial spaces. In this already we have seen that natural ventilation, energy efficiency and renewable energy sources are used. Now coming to the next building, the Bank of America Tower in New York City is another example of the successful case study for the integration of renewable energy in commercial buildings. This case study further shows that how the integration of renewable energy in commercial buildings have been integrated and esteemed for its sustainability features. The tower incorporates water saving fixtures, green roofs and energy efficient technologies. It has achieved a platinum LEED certification, showing its commitment to environmental stewardship and its role as a leader in sustainable design. The tower's use of advanced eco-friendly technologies and materials illustrate the significant impact that renewable energy integration can have on commercial designs, setting a benchmark for future projects. Here is a table that will showcase Bullitt Center and Bank of America Tower as success stories of integrating renewable energy in commercial design. Next case study, second case study is the case study of a sport public building in Coimbra. Now, south orientation of the main facade. Under this case study, the main orientation is towards the south and a flat roof with an available area of 1430 square meters where solar thermal collectors can be installed and a sloped roof with an area of 334 square meters, which is also south oriented, is to be placed. One of the main objectives of this work is to find a technical solution for the integration of 3 thermal solar systems. Now, 2 systems are used for heating, that is swimming pools, and the third one is dedicated to domestic hot water or DHW. With a simple payback of 11 and 12 years and with an internal rate of 7, 1 and 6 and 7% respectively. Now, the third case study is the design optimization of energy efficient residential buildings in Tunisia. A sequential search technique is applied to optimize the design of residential buildings in Tunisia in order to minimize their life cycle energy costs while increasing their energy efficiency. In the analysis, design features of air conditioned single family home, that is the villas, are considered, including orientation, window location and the size of the window, glazing type, wall and roof insulation levels, lighting fixtures, appliances and energy efficiencies of heating and cooling system. First, the result of sequential search technique are compared against those obtained by a more time consuming brute force optimization approach. Then the optimal design features for villas are determined for selected location in Tunisia. The optimization result indicate that adding roof insulation, reducing air filtration, installing energy efficient appliances, lighting fixtures and heating and cooling equipment are required energy efficiency measures to design high energy performance homes throughout climatic zones in Tunisia. Implementing these measures can cost effectively reduce the annual energy use by 50% compared to the current design practices of homes of Tunisia. Now, renewable energy policies in cities. This is the fourth case study. The selected case study is Dezhou, China. Now, a recent successful example of this can be found in the city of Dezhou in China. In 1997, the municipality and local government of Dezhou elaborated a development plan for the Dezhou Economic Development Zone to centralize solar technology research and development, manufacturing, education and capacity building. The local government of Dezhou would attract direct investments by implementing supportive policies on land usage, tax reduction, return and financing to overcome the relatively small size of the local energy industry, the lack of well-developed financing mechanisms for growing industrial companies and shortage of sector-related skills and expertise. Dezhou now boasts over 120 solar energy enterprises which generate an annual turnover of USD 3.46 billion. It has established a mature technology innovation systems as well as excellent capacities in engineering, research and commercialization. This case study, among others, illustrates how local government are essential to stimulating RE industries and can simultaneously catalyze economic development in the region. Now, here is a short summary of the whole lecture which we have learned, like an overview of energy, renewable energy technologies, and coming to its introduction part. Renewable energy technologies encompass a diverse array of methods to harness naturally replenishing sources of energy. The sun, tides, and the wind are the examples of infinite, naturally replenishing resources and provide renewable energy. Transportation, space, and water heating and cooling and energy generation are all the possible with renewable energy resources. Now, integration of renewable energy in new building designs. We have also learned that how we can integrate renewable energy in our building designs. Integrating renewable energy into new building designs is becoming increasingly important due to environmental concerns and the need to reduce reliance on fossil fuels. Here are several key approaches and technologies that we have learned from this lecture, that how we can incorporate renewable energy sources and the benefits of integrating renewable energy sources in building design. We have also learned that how case studies are successful and how case studies as a successful integration. Also, in the above lecture, we have learned how different case studies have been incorporated in the building design and what are the benefits of renewable energy sources that are being incorporated. Now, the topics which we are going to cover in the next lecture is energy conservation in buildings, moving towards net zero, transitioning existing buildings to net zero energy, strategies for energy conservation and optimization in retrofits, case studies of successful energy retrofits. Thank you for your kind attention and information.